If Call of Duty does not fix this problem, Warzone and Black Ops 6 will die. YouTube! What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about the Call of Duty servers and the reason you're probably losing a lot of gunfights you should not be losing. Like, subscribe, share with a friend. Here's a double XP code. Whoever wants it, first come, first serve. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Lately, I've been seeing on the internet, there are a ton of videos going around about skill-based damage. And for a very, very long time, I believe this was an actual thing. And I experienced it all the way back into Warzone 1, where as I got really good at the game, I started to realize that I was shooting marshmallows. And whereas I still believe to an extent that skill-based damage could be a thing, mainly because in their patent there is like some weird wording that it could be proved to be true, and this is in some of Activision's other games as well. But it's very possible. It's very possible. But the biggest thing right now is there's so many videos and clips going around. This can't be happening to everybody. It's just that is not, in my opinion, a very possible or probable thing. The biggest thing we're realizing right now is it is server issues. Now, this really isn't a surprise to anyone that knows anything about this because, I mean, even last year's Call of Duty, there were a ton of gunfights you could see that were clearly just caused by server issues. Even just like, you know, whenever you have a latency issue and you're at like 90 latency and somebody's at 15, obviously it is going to be completely different what you see on your screen and what they see on theirs. Honestly, one of the biggest problems I have is the whole countering issue. Is if they start shooting you on their screen, obviously it looks like a regular kill cam where they will shoot you with like a bunch of bullets, but on your screen you're only getting hit by like 2 or 3 and you're just absolutely melted. And that's the problem I have. It's where I don't even know I'm getting hit, but I'm already getting hit. So I can't even counter to get away from that and then reposition and then take an actual gunfight. Even if they have better ping than me, I still want to be able to get out of there and like reposition for that gunfight so I can have some type of experience. But instead I'm just getting melted. In a game like Warzone, you have you have 1 life unless your teammates buy you back. So that right there, right away, completely ruins the experience for me and a lot of other players right now. There's so many clips I've been running into that everyone's saying skill-based damage, but I think a lot of them really are server issues. In my personal experience, I think Warzone has been the absolute worst with this. It has been so terrible. It's been the most inconsistent gunfights ever. And also, not only that, but I will be shooting them in the head, and then I watch the kill cam, and they're shooting me literally only in the feet, maybe hit some stomach shots, and they win the fight. And I shoot first. It makes 0 sense to me. Absolutely 0. And I will be on like 15 ping. Which leads to another issue is the devs have even noticed this and said that basically your kill cam isn't 100% true. I don't know how they could still win that even unless they started shooting my feet sooner. But at that point, it's like, what am I playing if I don't know if every gunfight is just going to be random outcomes? It really makes no sense. There's no skill gap, no skill level. We just need better servers. But essentially, they say that it's like a screenshot almost. When you get the kill, it's like a screenshot of like, hey, this is kind of what happened in that to like show you how you could have lost that and maybe what you could do differently next time. But if it's not even close to it, then like I said, what am I supposed to do if I'm shooting them in the head and they're shooting me in the feet the entire time? Even if I shoot first, I have a better gun. It makes 0 sense. Like, what do I do differently? I cannot do anything differently. That comes down to Call of Duty's end. And I mean, guys, they can bring back Verdansk. They can bring back really good, iconic guns that would make it like the Kar 98. They could bring back so many good guns that would make anybody want to play this game again, like so badly. But that doesn't even matter. If they get into the game and their shots aren't registering, if it's so inconsistent every single gunfight, that ruins the experience right off the bat. And honestly, this has already set the tone for a lot of Warzone players, and they're just not going to come back to the game anymore. From a multi-billion-dollar company with a B, I don't understand why they don't want to put any money into the servers to make their game better. It's almost gotten to the point where I feel like they have to, though. We'll see how consistent it gets with all the pros and all that, if they're going to keep playing, because that's a huge part of their market as well, and their advertising is how much they play it. But also, they do need people to play this game consistently through the year. Obviously, there's a huge cash grab at the beginning with the new BO6 game, and the people that don't even want to play multiplayer still buy it so they can grind guns, because that's their incentive to buy the game, to grind guns for Warzone. But they make way more money off of their microtransactions throughout the year. way more money. I mean, 3 bundles is as much as the game right there. And the way they're doing it recently, they're doing it where you have to get a black cell and bundles, and then you get more if you have the black cell, which is $30 per season, plus another bundle for $20, and you can get a special one if you have the black cell pass. It is actually getting out of control. So in that scenario, technically just getting 1 bundle is almost as much as the game. And they need people to keep playing through the year so that they see these bundles and want these bundles, and they need to keep the professionals and big streamers happy, because when people see them doing well and using those bundles, they want to buy those as well. So you see where I'm getting at here? They kind of need to fix these servers, because if people stop playing, it's going to be like Warzone 2 all over again. And they did make changes with Warzone 3. Warzone 3 was probably one of the best states Warzone has ever been in before. And they made those changes because everybody stopped playing. There was less than half their player base stopped playing during Warzone 2. It was just not a good game. And I also feel like I can't get out of a gunfight, just like in Warzone 2. I feel like that in this, but I think it's more related to these servers. And I also think there is an inconsistency in the damage for ranges for each gun as well. I think they're working on it with slow updates every now and then, little micro updates, but I feel like there's a very strong inconsistency with the way they kill. And that mixed with the server updates is why I think everyone thinks this is the worst it has ever felt, and why you're seeing so many SBMM, like skill-based damage, like hit reg stuff like that. But it really doesn't matter at the end of the day if the map is good, the guns are good, the movement is good. If you're getting this many inconsistent gunfights, then the whole experience and just how the game's intended to play is completely different, and you're not going to like it. Now, one of my friends I was playing with the other night was telling me that I need to check out the Tactical Brit. He had a whole video on this, and he put up a little basically diagram showing how this works and why it feels this way. And I mean, to shorten it up for you, so basically when you have a faster RPM weapon in a lower tick rate server, then it's going to feel like it's combined bullets, especially if you're running rapid fire, which is another huge issue. It's going to feel like basically those bullets won't register, and that's why it's hitting you and you're losing damage without even realizing it, and then it feels like you get hit by 3 bullets and you're downed. Now, this isn't just strictly rapid fire. It's the fact that it is a short tick rate server with a high RPM weapon. But the server tick rate for Call of Duty is roughly around 10 hertz. And I mean, they can go to 60 hertz. They've tested it. They just, I don't know if they need to work on it more. This is a huge thing they need to really push. It seems like the standard is around 20 hertz. I'm not sure why they can't just run a bunch of tests making around 60. It seems like it drops mainly around the start of every year as well. I'm not sure why this year seems like it's been consistently so bad, but it seems like they can't even fix it with any updates. The only thought process I could think of is maybe the Omni movement, and there's just so many inputs like all going at once on the map that the servers just can't handle it, is what I'm kind of leaning towards. But that's the only explanation I can come up with. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Do you think it's just skill-based damage? Do you think these servers are terrible? How's your experience been on the game? I'm curious. Let me know in the comments. I, for one, am finally getting used to the whole movement and everything. I might take the dives off. I don't know if they're even, like, usable. The only time I really find myself using a dive is diving into a parachute anyways. Maybe it'll even make things a little more consistent for me. I'm not really sure. I can tell you one thing, that I am sick of trying to lay down, go prone. I just yeet myself backwards and dive backwards off a building top. But yeah, guys, let me know what's going on in your games. Are you guys feeling this as well, where you just get absolutely melted by 3 bullets and it doesn't make any sense? Or your kill cam's adding up? I'm really curious to see what everyone else's experiences are, because mine will be good for like 2 games and then just not good. And that's where you start to think maybe skill-based damage is a thing. I don't know. I'm averaging around 11 kills all in all throughout the day on Warzone, which isn't like that great, but it's also probably average, not that bad either. Still getting used to it, as I said. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I appreciate you guys. I'm out. Peace.